Hey, Al. You can't do harmonics?
Please stop.
It's a Sunday afternoon, and killing time waiting for the Bills Chiefs game. And my wife and I were just talking about this. Sports has become not fun for me in my life, and this waiting for game time every week, especially now that the Bills are one game away from the Super Bowl. It kills me. It's driving me crazy. I can't stand it. My life is on hold until this game is over. I hate it. I love it and I hate it.
And he does this to himself.
I do it to myself, totally self-inflicted. So we're killing time to distract both of us.
You.
To distract me before game time. So we're just this is hanging out with James and Mrs. James. James and Mr. and Mrs. James, we'll call it.
Okay.
The first of a series of one, where we're just hanging out talking. But my wife decided we would to have, since we've been married 27 years and have nothing left to talk about. She's gonna ask me a bunch of questions.
We talk about the weather a lot.
We talk about the Bills and the weather and dogs. That's about the extent of it. And can I buy a guitar, honey? Those are the conversations. So we're trying to break new conversational ground. So the people who like me, you're gonna love this. The people who don't like me, I'm just anticipating what you're thinking.
Just hit stop right now. Move on to something else in life.
Go on to someone you do like. Okay, so this is how many questions? This is just a bunch of questions. I'm not going to put a time limit on it because if I tell you this is going to be 10 minutes, everyone's going to click off right now. So we're just going to talk. So we're just going to go. This is a conversation starters. So go.
It's just a series of questions. Number one.
Okay.
And this isn't on the list, but you brought up the Bills.
So they're not about. There's some of them are about music, some of them are not.
Yeah, some are about.
Okay.
This first one is not about music.
Not about music. Okay. Uh-oh.
How long have you been a Bills fan?
For
all you people who he's a late
exactly,
comer
like I'm
to
jumping
this.
on the bandwagon. I became a Bills fan. My family moved from the D.C. area to Rochester, New York in 1977. And I've been, my whole life since that point, I've always been one of those who wants to be a fan of something that everybody's into locally. So I started on that, and so. But the thing is, when I do that, I tend to remain loyal. So all the places that I have an interest in, or I've lived. So in 1977, I became a fan. The Joe Ferguson, Terry Miller era, Conrad Dobler, Ben Williams, Mario Clark, James, all of those late 70s, early 80s teams. I could still probably rattle off the starting offense from 1982, even though they sucked. But anyway, yes, since 1977, I was a fan through the glory years of the early 90s. And that's one reason that there's some little part of me that is dying for the Bills to lose today and not get to the Super Bowl. Because if we play either Tampa or Green Bay, we're not going to win. We're just not in the same league as them right now. So I'm almost hoping we lose today. Almost.
What's your biggest Bills disappointment?
Wide right is the biggest disappointment, and I've never discussed it. I've never seen a replay of it, and I'm not going to discuss it here. So move on. Go on.
What's your best Bills moment?
The best Bills moment was the Oilers playoff game, the comeback game.
I knew you were going to say
Frank Reich at quarterback.
Yes.
Keep going.
All right.
I don't want to talk Bills because I'm trying to distract from that.
All right, fine. Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Cats are insane.
Sid or Nancy?
Sid.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are our two dogs, and as you may or may not know, I don't know. We had to say goodbye to Sid a couple of weeks ago. Still not quite over
December
yet.
17th.
She knows
I
the
know.
day.
Sid was my girl.
Yeah, Sid was a good. That was a good dog. So she's gone up to chase
Some say
rabbits.
she's the best dog, but then again, they're all the best.
Of the two that we've had most recently, she was the best one.
If you could clone any of our dogs, which one would you clone?
I would clone our dog Zeppelin.
I knew you would.
Who we had Zeppelin we put down probably gosh, it's been 15 years probably.
Well, yeah.
But Zeppelin was my dog from the moment we picked her up at the animal shelter. She was instantly my dog and followed me everywhere. Needed no training whatsoever. Just was with me all the time.
Zeppelin tolerated me.
Oh, she loved you. Come on.
No, she was alright.
She was just very selective in her companionship. Great
She's
dog.
alright.
Love that dog. Still do.
Which guitar would you save if the house was on fire?
That would be I think it's a 2001 or 2002, the J200 acoustic. That's not even a close decision. That is one that I'll never sell it. I'll if I have like 3 weeks to live, I'll give it to someone. But I'm not. That one doesn't go. All the other ones, this one, this Dove, this is gorgeous. It's fantastic. I adore it. I love it. I'd part with this in a second for the right price. But the 200 stays. That's
Would you
not
save
negotiable.
me first, or would you just,
Am I saving your life or just saving you from being maimed or something? What degree of saving?
maiming?
Maiming?
Yeah.
Next question.
All right. Which
So the order goes wife, dog, and then if there's a second dog, then J200.
Which electric guitar would you save if the house was on fire?
Wow, that one I haven't given as much
one's a
thought
puzzler.
to. I'd probably save the 345, not because I'm sort of married to it or anything, but because if you could only have one, that one covers so much territory in terms of tones because of the varitone switch, so you could use it for a lot of different stuff. If I save just a Les Paul standard, I can't do Hendrix. Well, I wouldn't do Hendrix on a 345, but you know what I mean. It's not as versatile. So yeah, I'd take the 345.
Okay. The Stones or the Who?
Stones.
Interesting.
Well, okay. Let me explain. One.
Please do.
Well, the scope of material is you're at close to 60 years now versus the Who, which
How
the
many
the
of
real
those
good
years
Who
are
was less than 20 years.
worthwhile?
Okay, good point. I'd say between 64 and 81 are
It's a sweet
the
spot.
really relevant years. Yeah, and in fact, some people would say 64. Some people would say 68 to 72, and I'm almost there with you on that. But I'd go with Stones. Plus, you get Keith. Come on, he's the greatest rhythm player there ever was. Pete's close, mind you, but Stones.
Stones. Stones or Led Zeppelin?
Zeppelin.
I knew it.
Well, I'm loyal to Jimmy Page. Well, and okay, the Stones, you get like country music, you get disco, you get funk dance music from the mid '70s, you get ballads and stuff, you get hard rock, you get blues, so they give you a broader range of material. Zeppelin, not so much, but could I go the rest of my life without hearing Kashmir? No, I have to have Kashmir, so it's definitely Zeppelin.
What's the best Led Zeppelin album?
Well, I have to go with Graffiti because you get twice as much as everything else.
It's all about volume.
Well, it is. No, because I'm thinking, okay, if I'm on a desert island and I could choose an album, I'm going to take a double album or a triple album because at least I get more.
You're very practical.
Of course, yeah.
What's the best Led Zeppelin song?
Well, I mean, it depends on the day of the week, but when it all boils down and you're thinking, what are the things that make Zeppelin great and unique and all that, Kashmir is at the top of the list. The only drawback is, well, it is a drawback and it's not. There's no guitar solo. But, one, I could live without guitar solos for the rest of my life. Yeah, I mean, they're a necessary evil. We need them, but it's not my thing. But the other thing is, because it doesn't have a solo, that shows the discipline of the band. I mean, they didn't throw in the kitchen sink when they didn't need to. And in the case of that one, a solo would have been tacked on. It would have been superfluous. So I admire the restraint of it. Even Bonham doesn't get into fills really until you're in the outro, and that's you're sort of everything swirling around and all that. he really held it all back, and that's what keeps it. Well, the name of it, the demo was "Driving to Kashmir," was when he and Jimmy sort of wrote it and did the demo, and that's you can hear him driving it. You know.
What's the best or your favorite Zeppelin tour?
71.
That was quick.
Well,
answer.
and they were just starting to be sort of a stage act. You know, that was the very, very earliest part of it. 72, they were already sort of superstar, wearing costumes on stage and all that. 71, Jimmy was still wearing jeans and that, for a few shows, that ridiculous 3 sizes too small sweater vest thing. But he was just on top. The drugs hadn't gotten too bad, and he was at his absolute peak at 71.
All right, Ginger or Marianne?
Ginger by far. I mean, you could line Ginger up against
Yes.
most famous women. They don't. None of them hold a candle to you. But if I'm choosing a TV thing, it'll always be Ginger.
Who's your favorite Charlie's Angel?
Well, okay, you have to give me
No, out of
the full cast of Angels,
Yes.
not just the 3
Not just the 3
then
original.
It's Cheryl Ladd, who is
Yes,
as close
I
to a
knew.
perfect
Knew
female
that.
specimen as has ever been.
except for
Except for you.
yeah. Thanks.
Whenever I talk about them, you're always in a separate. You are and always will be my dream girl. Don't get me wrong. But just because I am a man. After all.
I'm a man. I'm a man now, Tom. What is your favorite American band?
I'm gonna go with the Allman Brothers Band.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
and again, as with me, there's always a qualifier. The Duane years. That's where I go.
Do you have a favorite Canadian band?
Does Neil Young count as a band?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Neil
We're
Young.
making up our own
I'm gonna go
rules.
with Neil Young or Glass Tiger. I don't know. It's awesome. Well, the Kings. Hold on, the Kings were great. They're awesome. That is like perfect power pop music. But I'll go with Neil Young.
Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, Coke.
Yeah.
Mexican is preferred. The order of priority goes Mexican Coke. You always get that in the big glass
That's for those who don't know. That's the one with the cane sugar.
with real sugar in it. The second on the list is Coke, American Coke, but in a bottle, the
A
small
little bottle.
glass bottle.
Mhm.
Third is Coke in the plastic bottles.
Oh,
Last on the list
That I
is
didn't
a
know.
can of Coke. Yeah.
really?
Yeah, but it'll always be Coke.
Then why am I buying cans of Coke?
Well, because the
Cheaper.
well, plus I don't like the plastic bottles. They're so big, it's hard for me to finish one in one sitting. But then I stick it in the freezer and it goes flat. But a 12-ounce can, I can do that one at a time. I don't have anything left over. It doesn't go
It's
flat.
so complicated.
I have rules,
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now, again, asterisk. When I say Star Wars, I mean the
Yes.
first 3.
Yeah.
Everything else is crap.
And when we say the first 3, we mean like when they came
77,
out.
80, and
Yes.
83. Those
Yes.
3. And barely even Return of the Jedi.
Because I said the
That's only
first
just a half a
3 to
star.
someone once, and they thought I was talking about the ones that came out.
The 90s.
Yeah, and those are the worst.
God. No. Definitely Star Wars. And Empire Strikes Back, period. Which was the best of the Star Wars films, by the way, by a wide margin.
What was the best or most memorable famous person encounter that you've had?
Most memorable and most famous might be 2 different
Okay.
things.
So 2 questions.
But
Most memorable first.
Muhammad Ali, no question. Spent a
yeah.
whole day with him. It was great. Got autographs, got to hang with him. It was, that was a thrill. As a young boy of the 70s, to later on get to meet him. And I got to call him champ and everything. He showed me a couple magic tricks. I had lunch with him. That was a day I could relive. Definitely could relive.
That's
And,
the most memorable,
that's
but that's
most
not the
memorable.
best.
I mean, well, I've met presidents that are pretty famous. I met Clapton. He's pretty funny. He was not my favorite guitar
When
player.
did you
Sorry.
meet Clapton?
98, 99 at the White House.
Oh, yeah.
But there's been a bunch of those that are, I mean, Frampton. I got to hang out with Frampton for half a day.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
Okay.
The guy's God.
Cake or pie?
Well, strawberry shortcake counts as cake. So strawberry
Okay.
shortcake.
What's the first concert you attended?
That was the Police, August of 1983 at Holliday Stadium in Rochester, New York. And the opening acts were A Flock of Seagulls and The Fix. That was right before The Fix. In fact, okay, Flock of Seagulls had that I Ran, you know, the hairdo and all that. They came out with one of the local radio stations, CMF, had given away Frisbees to like, I don't know how many. They were just throwing them out in the crowd. So people had these Frisbees. Not a good idea at an outdoor show, and it was the hottest day of the decade. And so people are throwing these around, and of course, no one's there to hear Flock of Seagulls. So they go out, and the bass player got hit right on the bridge of his nose by a Frisbee. And it was like, that was like the second song. And he was pissed. No, they stopped that song. I think they stopped it. And then did I Ran, because that's their hit, and then they left.
Uh-huh.
But the only time I've ever seen a band literally get booed off the stage, then The Fix came on, and they were so fantastic, and it was right before Reach the Beach came out. In fact, when Cy Curran announced, hey, we got a new album coming, and in his accent, I thought it was Reach the Peach, and I was picturing an album cover of someone grabbing a peach off a tree. But that was when they did One Thing Leads to Another, and I was like, this is going to be the biggest hit of the millennium. And then The Police, who played, it was so hot, they played like for an hour maybe.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it was a short show.
What's the best concert you've attended?
Best was Peter Frampton. That 35th anniversary tour of the Comes Alive album.
Oh, okay.
That was stunning.
What is your go-to candy when you go to the movies?
Twizzlers, of course. Can't go to a movie theater
That is
without
true.
Twizzlers.
We buy them every time. What's your go-to candy overall?
You can't go wrong with a Reese's.
Yes.
But I'm partial to Baby Ruth. That's another good one.
I didn't know
Oh yeah.
that. What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I used to like the peanut butter cookies. They've changed them now, and they
Yeah,
suck.
they
They're
do.
like, they taste like paste. But that other one that's like, it's got a cookie in it, and it's got peanut butter on it,
And
and the
then
whole
over
thing's
chocolate.
is in the red box.
Whatever that is.
The shortbread used to also be good, but
And
we
it
got some
tastes
last year
weird.
that had like 10 times the amount of vanilla. They were inedible.
Yeah, they're
and I
weird
bought like
tasting.
10 boxes of them.
I
I threw them
know.
all out to the squirrels.
Girl Scouts, get your act together.
Quality control problems.
No. What is your least favorite genre of music?
Hip hop or rap or whatever you
Okay.
call it.
Which leads me to my next question. Would you rather have to listen to your least favorite type of music for 24 hours or not be able to listen to your favorite type of music for 3 months?
Oh, I'd go the 24 hours of listening to rap. Yeah. Because would I get to choose the playlist
For what?
for the rap music?
No.
Oh, well, I'd still do it. You can't go 3 months without the Beatles. Come on.
Let's see. What's your favorite movie?
On the Waterfront.
Yes.
Marlon Brando. Rod Steiger.
Now.
Carl Malden. Eva Marie Saint. I mean, the everybody in there was Oscar worthy in that.
Is that movie
DJ Cobb.
a perfect movie?
Yes. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Really?
There's absolutely not a plot hole or a flaw. No one's hamming it up. Well, I mean, it's 50s acting, so I mean, method acting is hammed up. but it is a perfect movie from start to finish, everything about it. And thank God it was black and white. If it were color, it'd be a completely different movie. And at that moment, even Marie Saint might have been the prettiest lady alive in that period. God, stunning. Still is.
What's your favorite band overall?
Favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's either Zeppelin or the Beatles. I'd probably go Beatles. Gosh, I'd probably go Beatles.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a lot of Zeppelin songs that are like hummable. You know what I mean? Not a lot of melody going on for the most part. Sing-along choruses are pretty hard to find.
Right.
But
Leads me to my next question. Who is your favorite Beatle?
oh, I'm a Paul man.
Yeah.
I'm totally loyal to Paul. Paul gets a free pass to put out crap, even when he does though. Even now, when he does a new album, there's one or two gems on there. I mean, the rest, again, he has a free pass to do whatever he wants. But you can always find one or two that really stack up to great Paul songs. So he's still capable of doing it.
What is your favorite TV show?
Well, my favorite TV show is the greatest show of all time, which is Quincy and Me.
Oh my God! Oh God!
Rockford Files is a close second.
It was murder.
Come on, Jack Klugman. What's better than that? See that? Even if I didn't think that was the greatest show ever, compared to everything else, what is even close to it? It's the top of a big pile of crap. I'll grant you that. But it is great. Even when it got preachy at the end, was still awesome.
I could think of many better TV shows.
Well, about vampires?
No. Arrested Development?
Oh, the Arrested Development is great. It's Always Sunny. Great. I can quote every line from every episode.
You could quote every line from Quincy episodes too.
I probably could.
MASH was good.
Yeah, the first, I don't know, the first few seasons probably.
All right. Would you rather watch a horror movie or a romantic date movie?
I hate horror movies and I love romantic date movies.
Yes, you do. He loves it when the guy gets the girl. in the
Murphy's
movie.
Romance. Come on. What's not to love about that movie?
I only have one more question. Well, I have some others, but they're kind of
We're at
silly.
22 minutes. So.
Yeah. So
We got time to kill.
This is my last question. When you were growing up, what were you doing?
Assuming I did.
What were you doing when all your other brothers learned how to do home improvement stuff?
I got one brother who basically built his house.
Right.
I got another brother who'd be like, oh, I'm going to turn the unfinished basement into bedrooms and bathrooms.
Yeah.
And he can just
I'm going to
do
move
it.
the toilet to the other side of the bathroom.
And my other
How do you
brother
do
actually,
this?
remember the foundation on the house?
Oh, he
that needed to
lifted the foundation
He got a jack
of
and
his
he lifted
house
it up and repaired
on
the
his
foundation
own.
by himself.
Right.
I think I was doing this.
I think so.
Or chasing girls.
'Cause
Well,
probably
probably both
both.
at the same time.
Because you know none of that.
Yeah, I don't know that. My goal was to make enough money to pay other people who do know how to do that stuff. People I can trust. Because they don't trust me. That's it? That's everything?
Yeah, the other ones are stupid.
So did you learn anything about
Did I?
your husband of 27 years? Not really.
Not really. There was one I was surprised, and I can't even remember what it is now.
It wasn't
so.
Quincy. You knew that was going to be my answer.
I forgot about. I tried to block Quincy out of my head, so I had forgotten about Quincy.
Well, wait. I mean,
altogether.
people watch these CSI shows.
Yeah.
Those are the most popular shows.
We
Quincy
don't.
did it first, 40 years earlier,
You
and
don't
he
watch
did it better.
those? Do you think maybe you should start watching?
I
those
don't watch those
CSIs?
because what are they doing that Quincy didn't already
Quincy
do?
was groundbreaking.
It was at the time. Come on. The Destination Nowhere. What was the name of that episode? The punk rock episode. Come on.
The fact that
that's
you know
fantastic.
the names of the episodes are
That was
telling. Very telling.
It was a great episode. Amelia, what's her name? Harden. that her name? She was on The Office.
Yeah, she was in The Office.
That guy from
She was
Grease
on Little
was in
House too, wasn't she?
All right, that is hanging out with the Jameses on a Sunday, killing time
Mm-hmm. Go
for the
Bills.
game. I guess I want them to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I couldn't take 5 losses in the Super Bowl. I couldn't take it. And like I said, this isn't fun. Sports is not fun anymore for me. I hate it. And then I say the same thing. I hate it all the time. I say it through the entire season, and I go back and we do it again,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate it.
You're an abused fan.
I hate it. I just want to get back to 1977 when I looked forward to it. You know, now I dread it. It's pathetic. Good luck all, and go Bills.